Chloe from ArtCrafters, brought to you by ActiveKids. Today we have a really exciting art project to do with you. It's called 3D Paper Tree, and the end result looks just like this. Aren't you excited to give it a go? Well, let's get started now. For today's art project, you're going to need some paper, some coloring pencils or crayons, scissors and glue, and a pencil. The materials can be modified depending on what types of paper or tools you have. Today I have some colored paper, flowery origami paper, and a couple of leaf punchers. This works like a hole punch, but instead of a regular hole, it'll punch out a beautiful leaf. If you don't have leaf punchers, don't worry. I'll show you how to use paper and scissors to create your beautiful leaves later. As a safety reminder, we're going to be using scissors today, so make sure that you have an adult present or nearby so that you don't get hurt. We will first start by preparing the materials we need for the leaves. If you're starting with white paper, you're going to need a paintbrush, some water, and paint. Today I'm going to be using some watercolor. I'd like my tree to have various colors of green leaves. So I'm going to paint half of my paper one shade of green and the other half another shade. Since we are working with white paper, I'd highly recommend painting the other side as well, so that your entire leaf will be green later when we cut them out. As you can see, this sheet of paper is quite thin, so you have to be extra careful not to put too much water and lightly paint on it so you don't end up with a big hole in the middle. If you're starting to see some small circular spots created from the water, don't worry. It'll look as if your leaf has more texture. You can get super creative with the color here, and you don't only have to stick with green leaves. I want my tree to resemble autumn, so I've added some yellow and red paint on my papers. Autumn is between the summer season and winter season. The leaves on the trees usually change from green leaves to red or yellow, to eventually no leaves in the winter. Great! Now that you're done with the painting, make sure you keep your workstation clean and put away your brushes and water, because you don't want that water to accidentally spill all over your masterpiece. For the tree trunk, we're going to use our brown piece of paper. We're going to first fold it in half, and then fold it into another half. Now you should have a little rectangular strip. Find the edge that's folded together and make sure that you're starting to draw your branches away from the folded edge. This will make sure that your tree branches will stay intact after you cut it. So start by drawing the roots at the bottom of the tree, and then the trunk, which is basically a straight line, and then the branches at the top. I'd recommend drawing 2 larger branches and 2 smaller ones, so you can stick more leaves onto the tree to make it look fuller. The cutting part can be a little tricky as you're cutting through 4 sheets at the same time. If you need help cutting, please ask an adult to help. We don't want anyone hurting themselves. Once you're done cutting, you'll see 2 trunks. If they're still connected, just use the scissors to cut through it again. We are going to eventually glue the folded edges together, but first it's time to start making the leaves. Your painted colored paper should be dry by now. If it's not, you can use a hair dryer to expedite the process. I'm going to first use the leaf punchers to punch out different shapes. Then I will show you the other method if you don't have these tools. I now have a good number of leaves of different types and colors. Next, I will show you a super effective and efficient way of cutting many leaves like these green ones I've already made. With a small rectangular piece of paper, fold it in half once, rotate it 90 degrees, and then fold it in half again. Then you want to fold it again one more time so that it just gets smaller. And then one more time again. Then you're going to take your pencil and draw out half the leaf. Once you're done drawing the leaf, use the scissors to cut out that half of the leaf. Since it's a very small piece of paper, make sure you ask for help if you need it. Don't get hurt. Did you know that the hawthorn tree has similar leaf shapes as this one? Try to find your favorite leaf and recreate it here. Great, look at how beautiful these hand-cut leaves look. I love how they're different shapes and colors. The reason why leaves change color throughout the year is because of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a molecule that absorbs sunlight, and because the length of daylight and temperature changes throughout the year, the chlorophyll breaks down so the green color disappears. This means the yellow and orange colors become visible, so the color of the leaves are reddish, yellow, orange, and that's why fall foliage is so beautiful. Next up, we're going to decorate the tree trunk a little bit with a brown marker. I'm drawing on some texture and roots so that my trunk will look more realistic and add depth. One of the most accurate ways to estimate a tree's age is to count the number of annual rings of wood growth in the cross-section of a tree trunk. Did you know the oldest tree in the world is called the Methuselah? It's over 5,000 years old. Because these trees are so rare, the exact location of these trees are kept a secret in order to protect them. Great, back to our tree now. Keep drawing the roots. Remember to do it on both sides. Did you know that the different parts of the tree grows at different times throughout the year? In most cases, the foliage, which is also the leaves, happens in the spring. Then the trunk growth grows over the summer, and the root growth is during the fall and the winter. Once that is done, I'll take my glue and apply it along the edge of the fold and press both folds together so that they will stick. Just like this, and hold. Next, I've also decided to add some texture on my leaves. You can use a green marker or a crayon to do this. It's super simple and will really elevate your entire masterpiece. So I highly recommend doing this. So now that we have the base of our tree standing tall and sturdy, and we have our pile of leaves, we can now stick it onto the tree using the glue. Try to arrange the leaves so that it fills up the tree. Have fun choosing which leaf to put where, and remember to mix up your colors and types of leaves around the tree. And once you're done sticking, that's it. Congrats! You've made a beautiful paper tree. It will be a great addition to place on your desk, by your bedside table, in the living room, you name it. For some inspiration, here are some pictures of trees during the different seasons during our year. Our world has more than 60,000 tree species. Wow, that's a lot. Pine trees grow on 6 out of the 7 continents, with Antarctica being the only one left out. You can also substitute leaves with other decorations like hearts or other ornaments for different holidays. I hope you enjoyed making this 3D paper tree with Art Crafters. See you next time. Bye!